Hello and welcome to Nellie's Hobbies. My name's Heather Forgan and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. In my last YouTube video I told you how I had been lucky enough to win this Colour Me Happy project kit that comes with this Colour Me Happy stamp set. This was a competition that was organised by my upline and was a creative challenge that she had set us. So I was absolutely delighted to win this set, particularly as it gave me an extra excuse to play with these fantastic Stampin' Blend markers. In my last video I showed you us making this card and this one. So that was that one and that one, and just now we're going to make this one here. I've already gone ahead and I've had a practice and made one already, and as you'll remember from the last video, they all come with gorgeous envelopes. This one in the pool party colour, edged with the gold trim to coordinate and fit perfectly. This is the card base that we'll be using. I love how each of them are totally different from the last one, and they've all got patterns front and back on that. So we'll be making this one. I've already gone ahead and done some of the stamping and some of the colouring, which is why my mat has already got some marks on it. So I used this line stamp there just to put these at a diagonal and then hang my lanterns from them, these two there. I've already also stamped the Celebrate on the pool party card just while it was still in there. As I said in my previous one, I find it easier to do that so that you've got it lined up a bit easier. The other thing that we got with this particular set of the kit is these die cuts that were to be coloured as well. So I've already gone ahead and prepared that as well. So I'll just finish off colouring these and I'll show you what I did for these particular ones. So I'm using the darker pool party first and just colouring in down one of the edges first of all, and at the base and the top. And then taking the lighter pool party and just spreading some of that colour over a bit so that it's not too harsh a line between the dark and the light. And I'm just going to do the same at this edge, and I'm going to pull that colour over a bit as well, just to blend it in that little bit better. And then we've just got this lighter line of shadow that goes in the middle there. Nice and easy. And I'll try and put the right lid on the right pens. And similarly with the pumpkin pie, I've used the dark along the top and down some of the bits of the lines there, and I'll use the light one just to kind of draw that down, build up the colour a little bit, and then do the same from the bottom. Back in with the light line. And we've got a bit of a lighter area there. Now you may have noticed that I've gone slightly over the edge there, and I can use this colour lifter just to make that a little bit less obvious. The other thing you can do with the colour lifter is if you decided that you did want, and you'd gone a little bit too dark and you wanted to have a bit more light on part of your lantern, you can take some of that colour off again. Like that. And then again, if you thought you'd gone a bit too far with that, you could go back over with the lighter one just to blend it that little bit more as well. I'm pretty new to working with alcohol markers, and I've not had a huge amount of time to play with my Stampin' Blends yet, but I'm loving them, and I'm sure I'll get better with them as time goes on. So we've got our card base, we've got our stamped pieces there. The other things that we need are a piece of twine and a tassel, and the bit that I forgot to prepare was this gold part there. Now let me just check. As I said in my earlier video, each of the cards come with instructions, so for this particular card I want to cut 4 1/4 inches off the tape. So I can just use my grid down here, 4 1/4 to there, and snip that. Yeah, perfect. Now, I shall just try and remove this backing tape. Nope, that didn't want to help. Oh, I might want to edit this part of the video out if this becomes too painful to watch. Possibly doesn't help that I don't actually have my glasses on either. There we go. At last. If you did watch my last video, then you probably noticed that I had to edit a part out whilst I struggled with this tape for that as well. Me and tape don't seem to get along terribly well. So I want this to be slightly underneath my card, so my card panel, so I've just moved it over slightly out of my way. That's it. And I'm going to put my card panel there. Yep, happy with that. Okay, now I need to put this on to my panel as well, so I'm just going to use some snail on that, and I haven't put it right to the end because I do want to let it overhang a little bit on there as well. That's it, really straight, and I want to put my string across, so I'm just going to use some sticky tape to put that in place. Just make sure. Another bit of sticky tape. Managed to lose the end. There we go. Guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to add in the tassel. Let's try and take that off. This could be one of those days, huh? There we go. All is not lost. There we go. Right, and I just want to pop that up with my Stampin' Dimensionals. Take the backs off them. Thankfully not as difficult as taking the backing off the tape. There we are. Put that tassel back over there. And I just want to line that up. So that goes right to the edge. Perfect. Love it. I do like these tassels, they are really cute. So there we go, we've got another one made. I'll come back and show you the last one out of the series from the kit in just a few moments. Bye. Hello and welcome back to the final part of my Colour Me Happy project kit. This is a card that we had just made, but what I forgot to do was add in these little gold stars, which I hope you'll agree just give it that extra finishing touch. So the next card that we are due to make is this Oh Hello card here with these cute little birds. So as has become tradition for this series on this project kit, I've already gone ahead and made a start with the stamping and colouring. As you'll see, I've done the dark colour around about the edges on the birds, same as I did with the lanterns, and I'm just kind of blending the lighter colour around as well. Now, because I've had a bit of a delay in between doing the dark and light, it doesn't blend quite so easily, but it does blend a bit. And I'll just again do the light pool party with my brush end here, just to blend. Just checking that is a light pool party. Yes, it is. There's not quite so much of a difference in the shades between the pool party pens and the pink pirouette pens there, which just made me think, had I got it wrong? I think these birds are pretty cute, to be honest. And they do look like they're having a little chat. So I used a dark pumpkin pie on their beaks and the light pumpkin pie on their legs there too. Now you could, if you wanted, add a little bit shading at the bottom or something like that to make them look like they're actually standing on something, but I'm not going to do that with this one at the moment. So this is the card base that we're using for this one, and the envelope to go with that one, again, fits perfectly. Beautiful colour with the gold trim and a different decoration inside as well. Now, back to my instructions. What do I need to do with this one? Oh, hello card. We've stamped the birds, we've coloured them. Now I need to wrap 20 inches of the twine around the stamped cardstock and tie in a bow. Now, this is probably going to be a challenge. Okay. What I need to do next? Now, what I had done earlier was, you'll see from the example that the Oh Hello is stamped in black. Now, I had tried to do that and wasn't particularly happy with it, and I just kind of thought that the black looked a little bit stark against it, so I actually decided to go ahead and do my Oh Hello in Pool Party, which I've already, I did stamp whilst it was in there, and I've already taken that out of there. The other thing that we've got with this card is this starburst in foil, and that goes over there and goes on there like that. So let me just get my snail. And I want to put it down here, and I'm going to go right up to the edge on mine, like that. There we go. I am going to snip off some of the excess of that. I just think that's a bit too much on there. A little bit of snail on that. I'm going to tuck in there. And then pop that in like that. Now, I'll try not to forget this time. We've got 2 of the purple sequins and 1 of the blue sequins to add onto this card. Now, the instructions suggest using fine tip glue. If you don't have that, here's an alternative. I've actually put a little bit of Tombow multipurpose glue on there, and I'm using my paper piercer. Take a little bit of the glue on the end, and then turn your sequins over, pop that on the back there, and then put it in place on your card where you want it. You can even use the bottom of your paper piercing tool just to put a bit more pressure on there. So on the back of that, a little bit of glue. I'm going to put that actually there. A little bit more pressure on with that. And same with the blue one there. Put that on here. That one's a little bit more tricky to come off. Is it smaller? And you may have noticed that I've actually got a little bit of glue on the card there. I'll just use a tissue to mop that up. And unfortunately I've mopped my sequin up with it as well. So we'll just glue that again in place like that. So obviously your fine tip glue gun glue applicator will be easier, but don't worry if you don't have one, there are alternatives. You could possibly even use mini glue dots on the larger of the sequins as well, if you don't have that. I rather like that, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Well, I hope you've enjoyed this series of me making the cards in this set. As I said, I will try over the next few weeks to use the set to make some alternatives to the cards that are actually suggested there. So I hope you'll come back and join me for that as well. I hope you have been inspired to be creative. And if you're stuck for something to make, then these card kits are always a great solution to get you making something and then perhaps spark off your creativity. Thank you very much for joining me, and if you have any questions or any comments, just please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.